Hello, welcome to Unique Photos live hangout here on a summer Saturday afternoon. I'm Matt Sweetwood, I'm president of Unique Photo. Let me introduce my guest before we talk a little bit about the topic tonight. To my left is Sean. He's one of our chief technical people here. You're people, right? People, guy, dude, dude, something like that. He's good looking too, I always say that. And Patrick from the Impossible Project, how are you today?
Good, how are you doing?
So tell us a little bit about what we're doing here today, right? We're demoing your latest and greatest lab, right?
Yes, the Instant Lab, which was a passion project. The idea came about, our founder used his iPhone frequently to take pictures and wanted to see that transferred onto an analog medium like instant film. So we had a successful Kickstarter. It was October of 2012, I believe it was, that we did the Kickstarter. And in the course of, I think maybe a week, we doubled our goal. And it was a big success. It was something people were excited about, and it's been a hit since its release last fall. So
it's really cool because you always hear about these Kickstarters, and it's kind of nice to be sitting next to a Kickstarter, a real actual. It went from
it worked out.
Idea.
Yeah.
And the other thing you mentioned is instant film. Now, here at Unique Photo, instant film is sort of music to our ears. We always like to say, one of the things that I always say to people, even despite my youthful appearance, I've been in the business a very, very long time, and I grew up as a little boy in a warehouse shipping Polaroid film out. Mm-hmm. And I like to say that we actually have sold more single packs of instant film here at Unique Photo than any other company on earth. So we really find something very, it's really invigorating. Can I say that? Is that like, that's okay, right? That's not like an X-weighted word? Okay, okay. I just want to make sure. Okay, so I can say invigorating. It really invigorates us here to see a film product, and more importantly, an instant film product.
Yeah.
In fact, we've kind of have really come full circle, because not only were we one of the largest actual instant film sellers here, we actually bought from Polaroid, Unique Photo, the very, very last run of 600 film that they have. I have a very lovely picture, which actually I'll post on my Twitter later, at @msweetwood, of me holding the very last box of Polaroid instant film. It says last run on it. It's kind of a really interesting thing. It made the press at the time. So I'm sitting here looking at film in front of me again. Mm-hmm. So why don't you tell me a little bit about the film that you have here?
Well, our film is not Polaroid film, as you may remember it. It's new instant film for vintage Polaroid cameras and for the Impossible cameras. The Instant Lab is our first camera, and the future Impossible cameras that are on their way in the future. But we now make film for 600 cameras, SX70 cameras, Spectra cameras, 8x10 cameras, and then we do make film specifically for the Instant Lab as well. And we make them in black and white and color, and we have fun. We get some creative special editions out from time to time too. So we have color frame film here for 600 cameras. That's also available for SX70 format. The black frame, black and white film also available in Spectra and SX70 and 600 format. And then the gold frame and silver frame you see too. I mean, we like to expand our line and do creative things, specifically or especially with the frames itself, the frame itself. But we also do have special editions like the cyanograph film, a blue tinted film, and the magenta type film, which was a magenta, single color monochrome magenta film.
So let me ask you, Sean. So you come from the generation, those younger people that really are, you're classically trained, right? Where did you study photography? Right, and they have a very, very big photography program there. And we see a lot of their students in here buying products like this. Tell me what you think really appeals to them about it.
Well, it's a good throwback to having something develop in front of you that digital just can never give you.
What's the development time on this?
It depends on the type. The black and white film is very quick to develop. It's maybe 5-10 minutes for full development time. The color film at the current with the current incarnation is 30 to 40 minutes.
Okay.
We have a team of chemists and factory workers that are working tirelessly to keep improving the film.
Right.
It's been a challenging process because, as I mentioned, it's not Polaroid film as people may remember it. It's new instant film. It's made of an all new chemistry. Just because some of the chemicals that Polaroid used are either no longer available or they're
Right.
banned by environmental laws that are in place now, where the film is made in Holland. So that's where the challenge came in of making this new film. Something that looked like
Right.
the old Polaroid film, but was made with all new ingredients. So, we make sure to make that clear to customers that it is a little bit different because of the difference in chemistry. The handling is a little bit different, as you mentioned. The development time's longer, especially for the color film, and the film is light sensitive to a degree. Shielding your photos from light when they eject from the camera, is the best way to handle this.
It's funny because you mentioned the word environmental, and I know that'll be big to obviously the students that come in here and buy. And it's funny when you hear a film process and talk about environment, because as film was going away and you were talking about wet labs and things like that, environmental issues became very, very big. And it's really sort of very nice for me to hear that you're probably with the latest and greatest environmental standards and protections and so on that go out there.
Yeah.
So we can call this green film? Wait, no, so that's really a bad word for Polaroid, because in the old days when Polaroid film came out green, it meant there was something wrong. So when we mean
maybe expired chemistry.
yeah,
or
maybe
something,
expired chemistry. So when we mean green for your film, we mean that it's environmentally sound.
Right.
Tell me, what are you hearing from the customers that come in terms of the quality of the images? See, I could ask him, but he would just say that they're really wonderful. So I'm going to ask you, you're a little more objective. How do they compare the quality of the film that they see here to the old Polaroid style film?
So, I mean, people are coming in and they're really excited about, being able to actually use like the camera that, grandma and grandpa left to them. I mean, obviously like the SX70, I have one from my grandfather that was awesome when we first started, being able to shoot with it again. They're coming in, they know the quirks of the film, that it is different than Polaroid, and they're excited about that because now it adds a whole nother level of characteristic to their shots.
Creativity, right? It gives them
and learning like different ways that you can play with it when it comes out and develops because of that few moments of still light sensitivity. It's pretty cool.
Right, it's a new generation.
That's right.
And it's awesome. I mean, the response that I know we're seeing and from knowing a lot about the people that shoot with this stuff, it's just awesome that it's come back and that it's just a whole other medium of expression now for photography.
Right, and there's a lot of there's an installed base of cameras out there, and I assume that you guys I know for a fact, you guys are taking old Polaroid cameras and refurbishing them.
We test them, we clean them up, we refurbish them, and then we sell them, and they're under warranty. So if there's something technically wrong with the camera, we can repair it or take a look at it and make sure it's.
How long does it take to typically go through a camera and get it ready to get out there again?
I guess it depends on the model. Some of them are easier. I mean, the SX70 is there's many moving parts in this. It's a heavy duty camera.
You know what model number that was, by the way?
This is an original. This is an SX70 original from '72.
Right, but you know what I know. See, I'm old, so I know this. So you know what this stuff, the sort of this leather, this model was called an Alpha 1. Okay, which was like the deluxe model.
Well, the Alpha 1, I think it depends. Yeah, some of them have like strap lugs on them for the neck strap. Some of them have the tripod mount.
Sort of like the premium
different
model.
generations.
You lusted after that camera, believe it or not, at some point. Can I say lust? I can say that, right?
That's fine.
Okay,
in this context.
In this context, yes. Okay.
But yeah, so we actually sell a lot of refurbished cameras. It's customers know that if they purchase it from us, then it's guaranteed to work. And if there's something, like I said, that doesn't work on it, we'll make it right. So it's a big market for us. People enjoy.
You know what I find really interesting, and this is talk about everything being a full circle. Polaroid cameras, at the end of their life cycle, at one point looked really outdated, even from an industrial design perspective. I mean, certainly Canon or Nikon or Panasonic or Sony would not manufacture a camera with this industrial design because ultimately it really wouldn't fit modern design techniques. But now you see people with these cameras, and it's kind of cool to have one of these things, right?
Yeah.
Particularly for the kids that you see coming in here, right? They really want to carry these around and do something good with them.
It's an amazing piece of technology, especially the folding
Right.
SX70s. They're beautiful cameras, you know.
Yeah, no, absolutely. The construction of them actually, was a really, the quality of construction was really fantastic on those. Okay, let's talk about your new product. Let's talk about the lab.
Yeah, so the
Tell me the
Instant Lab-
concept of the lab.
The Instant Lab is a device by which you can expose a digital photo from your iPhone or iPod Touch onto an analog print, an instant
Right.
film print. It's compatible with the iPhone 4, 4S, 5, and 5S, as well as the iPod Touch 4 and 5.
Okay.
And it's very simple. It works in conjunction with our app, which is a free download from the App Store. And it's very simple to use. There's a few steps involved in the process, but like I said, it's very easy to use, and you can get creative with this too. You can do double exposures, triple exposures if you want. But it's nice because again, it's not a printer, it's a camera. There's a
Right.
lens inside. You can see inside there's a
Right.
lens. There's nothing digital about this. This is an analog device, but it is marrying the digital concept to the analog, but
correct.
you're never losing track of the analog, because at the end of the process you have a tangible instant
The
print.
which you can hand to somebody, and there's
Yeah.
the tangible, to be able to touch a print really is still to me has a lot of
Yeah.
intrinsic value. In fact, we have a mobile store here at Unique, and I think that's something that we have to talk about trying to sell and accessorize when people buy. Particularly, I keep emphasizing this is for younger people. It's not necessarily, but I just somehow sense that they're the ones who are going to see the value in something like this out there in the world. It's really an awesome device. Now, I know you went through a long list of iPhone choices. Tell me about Android.
So the current model, as I mentioned, is compatible with the Apple devices. In the future, we will be releasing one that is compatible with some Android models.
Right.
And some tablets too.
I think it's just really ultimately a very, very cool product. And in the photographic world, we talk about everybody's always into the next digital camera and the next this and faster autofocus and that, but it ultimately doesn't always result in more creativity. And I think really what we can talk about with this product is how it's really a product about creativity, a totally different concept. And for me, I think that's really, really good. What is sort of the buzz about it? What do people say when they come in? What are they talking about when they talk about the impossible project and the product?
There's a lot of people that are coming in that are actually excited about like slowing back down, like actually taking time to contemplate a photo that you want to take and actually being able to say like, hey, I just shot this event and I took it, sent it to my phone, put it on that, and I actually gave someone a copy. A couple people that I know that are pros that come in and out of here, they had shot an event, they were there, and there was a wedding going on next to them, and they had one of these with them. So they saw the bride and groom and left, and they were all dispersing, and they walked up, took a quick picture with their digital camera, sent it to the phone, put it on this, made them I think they used the black and white one, and just gave it to the bride and groom, and they were blown away because it's like, we get to leave today and we actually have something.
Yeah, it's a new concept, and when people see it, they're excited
That's
about
right.
it. I can't believe this
Right.
exists.
And I've had some people sort of on the side, on the business side, come to me and say, well, they're competing with mobile photography. I'm like, no, you have it completely wrong. It actually enhances mobile photography. It's really actually an enhancement to that. One sort of last question. I know we're looking at older Polaroid cameras here, which you're refurbishing. Are there any plans for new cameras? Anybody else designing cameras that we can talk about?
We do. So this is our the first Impossible camera, the Instant Lab. We will in the future have some other cameras that are that will work with the film. Analog cameras, viewfinder cameras. That's a ways in the future, but that is down the pipeline. We will have new cameras.
And in this business, what drives a lot of excitement is there's excitement now. You're driving your tour. Your tour has been where?
Most of the West Coast in California, in Oregon, in Washington.
We care about New Jersey.
This is one of the last stops. But they were in Las Vegas. They spent some time in Ohio. So it's been around.
Right. We're really excited to have it here. This is one of those events where we had a lot of interaction on our social media, right? And to me, that tells me there's excitement. But I have to emphasize, in order to keep building excitement, you're going to have to keep releasing new products and new cameras, because eventually, the excitement tends to wane a little bit from initial products. And it's really, really good to hear that you guys are thinking product development going forward. That's really, really important. If somebody wants to learn more about your film, the products, the cameras, the Impossible Project, if you could, just give your social media.
Yeah, the website is www.theimpossibleproject.com. You can follow us on Twitter at impossible_HQ or impossibleusa. The Instagram, I believe, is also impossible_HQ. And Facebook, I don't know offhand what
if
the
they
Facebook.
if I'm sure if they search on Impossible
yeah,
Project.
you can find links.
Right, that's right, and you can certainly find all of these links on our social media. So this is a chance for me to talk about that. We're on Facebook at Unique Photo. We're at Twitter, Instagram. We're also at Unique Photo. I personally tweet a lot and talk a lot about this. I'm at M Sweetwood on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. Definitely go out there and take a look. We hope that you really enjoyed this event live, and we're going to continue to do this series of event live. In fact, the next event live is going to be on September 11th. Is that correct? Do I have the next one?
11th and possibly September 4th.
Oh, that's right. We have September 4th coming next. That's right. So we have a Lumix event coming on September 4th, and a very, very special event coming on September 9th in tribute, obviously, to on September 11th, sorry, in tribute to what happened there. So hopefully you'll take a look on our page. It's uniquephoto.com/hangouts. Right?
Yep.
And we're going to change that too. We're also going to do Unique Photo. We're going to make it a little easier for everybody and call it uniquephoto.com/eventlive. Definitely look for us out there. Patrick, Sean, thanks for being with us today.
You.
Everybody have a great day out there.